Hi guys, my name is Bobby. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing you my December TBR. Now, as most of you know, I have been slumping really bad in the past couple of months. Like, I haven't read very much. It's just been really, really slow going. And it's really nothing to do with like BookTube or anything like that. It's just, I haven't really felt like reading. I haven't felt like listening to audiobooks. I've just felt kind of ugh. And I've been talking to some of my friends, like I've been talking to Cindy and Cody and stuff like that, and they've all been very helpful and encouraging and all that. It's just I'm trying to slowly read at my own pace and kind of get back to where I need to be. So I've decided for this month I'm going to kind of go a different route, which this probably is just going to make my slump worse, and it's probably just going to limit me. But I'm trying, I figure there's like 13 or 14 books to choose from in this. And what I've decided to do is I'm going to read only Book of the Month books in the month of December. I have 14 or 15 unread Book of the Month books that I own, which gives me plenty to choose from. I have all different genres. Granted, most are like mystery thriller, but I do have a couple historical fiction. I have one fantasy, YA fantasy. Like, I have a couple here and there. So, you know, like the genres are kind of spread out. So I'm hoping, and I do have some literary fiction. So I'm hoping like most of them aren't that big. They're rather small or, you know, short, like 300, 350 pages. But I need to get some of those read because it's really bad when you pay for a service and you get these books and you're really excited to read them and then you never pick them up. And some of these, like, what is the oldest one that I have? I think Summer Wives is the oldest one, or that's been on my TBR the longest. I think so. And that I didn't even put that on in my TBR. But Summer Wives is more for like summertime. But I think that one's been on there for well over a year. Yeah, I need to start reading some of these. So I've picked three outside of the one. I have 4 Book of the Month books. I have 3 are just extras that I've added on compared to what I'm already reading. But then I have plenty to choose from, and I'm going to limit myself when it's time to pick a new book. I'm going to pick a Book of the Month book. Right now, my camera is sitting on The Gifted School, which is a Book of the Month book. And I am still kind of reading that one. I'm still about 100 pages in, but I've kind of set it aside, like I said in a vlog, because I have to be in the right mood for it. And I just haven't been in the mood to read it. And I don't want to DNF it or force it and then end up giving it a bad rating, because I'm enjoying it. It's just a slower burn literary fiction. So I've just kind of put that one on hold. But let's get into the TBR. So let's go with what I'm currently reading. And neither of these books will be finished by the end of November. It is currently November 26th. There's 4 days left in the month. These aren't going to get finished. The first is Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Nyan. I am reading this one. How far into this am I? Not very. Like 58 pages. This one I was actively reading, and then I stopped only because I started reading the next book. And the next book has grabbed me so damn much that I had to stop reading this one. So this one's not a DNF. I just set it to the side for now. So far, and I'm only like 58 pages in, it already appears to be suffering from middle book syndrome. I can already see it happening. It picks up pretty, what is it, 3 weeks? 3 weeks after Girls of Paper and Fire left off. This is also an art copy. I won this in a Goodreads giveaway. It came couple days ago. You'll see it in my vlog, which will go up after this video. But yeah, I was my 3rd ever Goodreads giveaway win. But yeah, and I got the ARC. It came out at the beginning of November. I won the ARC, I think, on the day of its actual release, and then it came after it was released. So if I enjoy it, which I hope I do, I will buy a hardcover to go with Girls of Paper and Fire, the original one. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I can't really judge it. I'm only 60 pages in, but it's got that middle book syndrome feel. Like we're just going to do a lot of political and just be really stagnant and nothing's going to really happen. And it's just going to be more build up for book 3. I just have a feeling, and it's really starting to worry me because I really loved Girls of Paper and Fire and I really love the setup. But the thing about this one is we're going to see more of the world because they're no longer in the palace since they escaped. Spoilers, I guess. I'm an asshole. Spoilers for Girls, Paper, and Fire. So we get to see more of the world in this one, which that was a gripe for a lot of people for Girls and Paper and Fire, that there was not enough world building. So I'm currently reading this one. And I'm also currently reading The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington. I'm buddy reading this with my subscriber Cindy, and honestly, it is very, very, very hard to stick to 50 pages a day. I want to read ahead in this book so fucking bad. I can't. We are 150 pages in. I haven't read my pages for today. That'll bring us to 200 pages. This is a monster of a book. It is almost 700 pages. Yeah, just shy. Oh wait, or is that the extra that you get? Because there's, oh wait, there's the epilogue. No spoilers, no spoilers. Oh no, it is 693. So to 7 pages shy of 700 pages. This is book 1 in the Lycanius trilogy. It is a high fantasy trilogy, adult, I believe. I don't think it's YA. I believe it's adult. I should probably check that. I mean, the main character is like 16, 17, but I believe this is very much an adult trilogy. So far I haven't seen anything. I mean, there was some brutal death, but it wasn't anything like a YA reader couldn't handle. So I'm not sure if this is YA or adult. I'm assuming it's adult because you don't get a lot of epic YA fantasies like this. Jess from Jess Reads Books, or Jess Nevertheless, she keeps changing her channel name. She read this in 2 days and absolutely loved it. And the way she described it, I'm like, well, I have to pick it up. And I actually didn't buy this. My subscriber Cindy did for me. She bought it and had made a comment to me about it. And I said, oh, it's on my wish list. I really want to get it because I want to read it. And so she bought it and sent it to me. So we started it like the day after I got it, and I'm fucking loving it. It is really, really, really good. See if I can try to describe it. It's a high epic fantasy in a world where there's these people called augurs, I think is how you pronounce it, and they used to control the entire world. They had all the power, and they were magical, so they could like read minds, they could predict the future, stuff like that. And there was people below them called the gifted who also wielded power called essence, so they could do normal like magical stuff like binding spells, like normal like you would see in like wizards and stuff like that. And the people who were non-magical were upset about this, them ruling or whatever, even though it wasn't like tyranny or anything. It was just they didn't want them to rule anymore, so they overthrew them and put all these tenets and laws into place that kind of shackle them and make it so they can't use their powers. They killed all the augurs, and they pretty much control the gifted. Like, they have extreme tenets to where they can't really use their magic. So this happened 20 years prior to this book, and Davian is our main character, and he's in a school for the gifted, and he finds out that he's actually an augur, and he is sent on a quest. So this is kind of like going across the world. The world building is really good. We jump around a lot from different perspectives, but they're not many. It's pretty much him and his friend and then their other friend Asha, who her story ends up separating from theirs really early on. And it's really fucking good. Like, there's just questions all the time. It's very action-packed. And not like gory violence action or war action. It's just like there's something happening that's important every single chapter, and it's like, I gotta keep reading. It's really, really good. It's very readable for an epic fantasy. It's very, very engaging. Like, I just want to keep reading it. Like, I'm having a really hard time sticking to my 50 pages a day. But yes, I'm very excited to be reading this one. I already put the other 2 books on my wish list. Book 3 comes out December 10th. Book 2 is already out because I know I'm going to want to continue this. And I'll probably just buddy read them with Cindy because this is fucking fantastic. Like, it even says on the cover, if you love Wheel of Time, this is your new favorite series. I haven't read The Wheel of Time. The first book is on my wish list. I want to start it. It's like a huge series. But if The Wheel of Time is anything like this, I'm going to fucking love it. Okay, next on my list is my actual set buddy read that I already had planned for December, and that's Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna. I'm buddy reading this with Vicky at chapter 32. We do a buddy read every other month. It's kind of become our thing since I started my channel over a year ago. But this is a World War II book, kind of like The Nightingale, only this is more around Russia, which after reading The Huntress, I'm curious to see if this touches on anything The Huntress did, because there was a Russian character in there. As you can see, I already started this. I started this like a year ago, not even a year ago, 6-7 months ago. I had started it. And then I stopped because Vicky said she wanted to read it. So I stopped it, and we decided to buddy read it in the winter because the main storyline takes place in the winter, and the flashbacks, I believe, also take place in the winter as well. So we are buddy reading this. It's a lot shorter than The Nightingale. It's only like 400 pages, I believe, or close to. Yeah, just under 400 pages. This shouldn't take us long to get through. We're going to do the same format, 50 pages a day. But we've read two Kristen Hanna's, or no, one. We read Firefly Lane. Both of us had read The Nightingale separate. I think she's already read The Great Alone. I need to read The Great Alone. But we read the Firefly Lane together, and now we're going to read Winter Garden together. And I apologize for my fucking cats. They're going crazy. Okay, so now I've got my Book of the Month books. The first one is one that I've already talked about, and it'll be my BookTube darling for the month of December, and that's Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Don't really need to say much about this. It is a super hype book. It's all over BookTube, though it's getting mixed reviews. I got this for my Book of the Month, which is great, because then I didn't have to, well, I did buy it, I guess, technically, but I don't have to buy it myself. I know the hardcover isn't as fancy as like some of the other ones because it's Book of the Month, but I'm excited to get into this. I think I'm going to enjoy it. I wasn't a big fan of her Grisha, however you pronounce it, trilogy. So I read the first one, Shadow and Bone, was just like, okay. Like, it wasn't, no. But this I'm excited about because this is her first foray into adult. And from what I understand, it's adult fantasy and paranormal. But there are trigger warnings for sexual assault, I believe. That's pretty high in here. But I'm excited to get into this. I know it's kind of a chunker, but it doesn't look as big as I thought it was, like from what everybody said. Yeah, and it's not even that big. It's just over 400 pages. Like, I don't understand why that ain't shit if you read a lot of fantasy. But yeah, this will be my BookTube darling for the month of December, and I'm really excited to get into it. Okay, so the next three are just Book of the Month picks. And I could honestly change them out with the other 10 books that I have over here. But the first one was my other November pick, because Ninth House is my November pick for Book of the Month. And then this was an extra, and I had to get it. And it's The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. This one I was really excited for. I love Lisa Jewell. I mean, she writes, this is a mystery thriller, but to me it's more of a mystery. She doesn't write thrillers. To me, her books are very much more mystery and kind of almost like a cozy mystery. There's no real violence. The twists aren't like epic twists, but they're good. And they tend to usually center more around family drama more than anything else. Like, it's more interpersonal than anything fantastical. I've read, where's the books of hers that I've read? I Found You. That one was really good. There's another one down here. Where is it? Watching You. Those are the two I've read. I've got The Third Wife up there, and then now The Family Upstairs. This is her newest one. And I can't wait to read it because her books are super fast-paced and really easy to get to. So this should be a nice, easy one. Next on my list, you've probably already seen this on a previous TBR, and I just need to fucking read it. And that's Ask Again Yes by Mary Beth Keane. Vicky read this. She gave it 4 stars, I believe. This is a literary fiction that surrounds 2 families, and I believe it's in dual timelines. I think it's like the 70s or 80s. Maybe. Yeah, it's lifelong, so I know it goes, I think it's in 2 separate timelines, like the then and now, but I'm not for sure, don't quote me on that. Okay, so 70s, and then now, so it's about 2 cops, and they live next to each other, and they have, they each have a kid, one has a boy, one has a girl. There's a connection between the entire family. Something big and dramatic happens where the families end up not speaking anymore, something like that. It's gotten really good reviews on Goodreads and on Book of the Month. I just need to get to it. It sounded really interesting. This one was so popular when it was released. This was my June pick. When it was released, that like Vicky she didn't put in what she wanted in her Book of the Month. Like the day before the first of the month, like we usually do. She waited 2 days, and her book was late because they had to order more because this one went out the door so fast. So I'm curious to get to it. But I just need to read it. It's been on another TBR, and I just haven't picked it up yet. And last on my list is one that I totally forgot I had. And I realize I haven't done a book haul in like 40 years, but it's really hard because my books come in sporadically. Like, I get a Book of the Month pick like every month, like at the beginning of the month, and then the stuff that I buy is just very random, like one here, one there. I don't acquire a lot of books in a month to like justify having a book haul, and then I look and go, fuck, I haven't done a book haul in like 4 months, and like all my Book of the Month books alone is enough to like warrant a haul, but I just haven't done it. But this was my May pick, and I haven't even hauled it, so that's how long it's been since I've done a haul. But that's Necessary People by Anna Petoniak. I'm probably butchering that. This, I think, is touted as a thriller. But from reading the description again, it seems like, and I remember I picked this because it was a month where this was the only one that sounded semi-appealing. Not sure if I'm gonna love it, but I kind of want to get it off my TBR. This one is about two friends, like it's a toxic female friendship where they just compete with each other a lot. So I'm curious to see, because I may end up hating it because I'm not really big on girl hate. So, especially between people who are good friends. So we'll see how I feel about this one. But I just pulled it out. It seemed interesting. So we'll see how it goes. But the rest of them that I have on there, like just kind of like run through, like I have The Whisper Man by Alex North. I know that one was really big last month. A lot of people were reading that. That also got really big mixed reviews. And then there's The Chestnut Man, which I can't read the name. It's translated from Swedish, I believe. That's a really chunky book. From what I understand, it's a very slow burn. So we'll see how that goes. I have two that are, I have The Secret History by Donna Tartt and Rules of Civility. I can't see who it's by because it's blocked by other books. Those two are like modern classics that Book of the Month puts out in Book of the Month, like hardcover editions that you can get. They did it for Perks of Being a Wallflower and a couple other ones. So I have those two. Before She Knew Him by Peter Swanson is another option. That was on last month's TBR that I didn't read. Fireborn by Rosaria Munda. That is a young adult fantasy about dragons. I have November Road. Ladder to the Sky doesn't count because I'm buddy reading that with Vicky in February. A Woman Knows No Man by Etaf Rum. Like, that one's been on my TBR a couple of times. That one has super high ratings on Book of the Month. It's actually in the running for Book of the Year. So I'm curious, like, if I think so is Ask Again, yes. If something's in the running for Book of the Year by Book of the Month, it immediately intrigues me. You know, the ones that are literary fiction, they're in the running for Book of the Year. For Book of the Year, it really draws my attention. And I have The Age of Light by Whitney Scherer as well. Like, I have options. But these are the ones I'm kind of going to try to focus on. I mean, I have the buddy reads to do as well. So we'll just see how it goes. But yeah, that's it, guys. Wish me luck in my endeavor. I'm hoping that reading The Shadow of What Was Lost will kick me out of my slump and not pull me into another slump, because if it gives me a book hangover, it may just pull me right back down. But I'm hoping it just kicks me into gear, into wanting to read more, because it's so good. It's like, this is why I love reading, because it's a story that I'm really enjoying. But yeah, that's it. Please let me know in the comments down below what you're reading for the month of December. Is there any of my Book of the Month books that I've mentioned in passing that you think I should prioritize? Because, yeah, I need to get some of these fuckers read. I will see you in the next one, which should be my last week's reading vlog. Bye!